Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, animals of all kinds played happily. Squirrels jumped from branch to branch, and birds soared high in the clear blue sky. A peaceful stream flowed gently through the heart of the forest. In this quiet forest lived two friends, Toby the turtle and Harry the hare. Toby was calm and slow, munching on grass, while Harry, full of energy, hopped around, always eager to show how fast he was. One day, as Harry was hopping about, he stopped in front of Toby. With a playful grin, Harry teased Toby. "Hey, Toby, do you think you could beat me in a race? I'm so fast, I bet you'd lose in a second." But Toby, always calm, smiled and said, "Maybe I could. You never know unless you try." And so, Harry and Toby agreed to race the very next day. The news of the big race spread across the forest. Oliver, the wise old owl, perched on a tall branch and announced the race to all the animals. Squirrels, birds, and foxes gathered excitedly to watch. Everyone was buzzing with excitement as Toby and Harry stood at the starting line. Even Bruno the bear came to watch, smiling as Oliver prepared to start the race. Oliver flapped his wings and shouted, "Ready, set, go!" In an instant, Harry zoomed off, leaving a cloud of dust behind him as he dashed into the forest at lightning speed. But Toby, staying true to himself, began his race slowly and steadily. While Harry raced ahead, Toby took careful steps, not in a hurry, and the crowd watched with curious eyes. As Harry raced ahead, he spotted something delicious, a garden full of fresh, orange carrots. My favorite, he thought, and without a second thought, Harry hopped over to the garden. Confident that Toby was far behind, Harry decided to take a break. He happily munched on the juicy carrots, lounging in the garden, believing he had plenty of time to win the race. Meanwhile, Toby reached a stream. He wasn't in a rush. He calmly looked around and spotted a little raft floating nearby, made from leaves and twigs. Without wasting any time, Toby climbed onto the raft. The raft floated gently across the stream as Toby kept moving forward, staying steady on his journey. After finishing his snack, Harry suddenly realized he'd spent too much time relaxing. "Oh no," he thought, his eyes wide with panic. He looked back toward the race path, worried. Without wasting a second, Harry shot back onto the path, running as fast as he could. He zipped past trees and bushes, kicking up leaves, determined to win the race. As Harry raced up a small hill, he kept looking back, worried that Toby might be closer than he thought. He pushed himself to run even faster, trying to stay ahead. But just then, Harry's foot caught on a loose vine. "Whoops!" he cried as he tumbled head over heels, rolling down the hill in a whirlwind of fur, dirt, and leaves. Meanwhile, Toby continued his slow but steady pace. He reached the hill and began climbing, step by step. The animals at the finish line watched eagerly as Toby kept moving forward. At last, Toby crossed the finish line with a big smile on his face. The crowd of animals cheered loudly for him. Toby had won the race, calm and steady, just as he planned. Harry, still covered in dirt and leaves, stood up and walked over to Toby. "You won fair and square," Harry said with an embarrassed smile, offering his paw to shake. Toby smiled back, shaking Harry's paw. The two friends laughed together as the animals cheered. They had learned a valuable lesson. That slow and steady can win the race, and sometimes it's not about speed, but determination.